Listen up, WNBA players. Shut up. Stop hating. Stop being jealous. And embrace it. She's bringing you more revenue. Is Caitlin Clark the best player? No. Am I saying while you're playing basketball on the court you don't have to kiss the ground she walks on? I'm not saying you don't have to be physical with her. You don't have to take a cheap shot. Do it within the rules of the game. Go cross her up. Go drop 30 on her head. Instead of doing this bull jive y'all's out here doing right now. Usually I'm ecstatic about making a video, but I gotta get something off my chest. As you all know, I am an avid sports fan. I've been a sports fan for a long time. I've grew up watching MLB. I grew up watching NBA. I grew up watching NFL, of course. And I didn't watch much college sports, but I started dabbling in the last couple years. I don't watch that much hockey. I did keep up with it a little bit. I've never really thoroughly watched a hockey game. I did watch some tennis. I've watched some tennis before. But I've always felt that men's sports will always be more entertaining than women's. I've stood on that for many years. There's nothing against female athletes for me. I never pitched into watching women's sports via professionally or in my area until I met a lovely friends in college. In my second year of college, I had the lovely chance to meet some friends, and she was actually a D2 division basketball player. And I started to grow appreciation for women's basketball. I just did. I enjoyed going to watch. I enjoyed watching the women play. And I had a change of heart. And that started to transfer into what I'm about to talk about now. There was drama this weekend about Caitlin Clark. She had an individual with an individual named Chennedy Carter. Before we get into that, I never watched WNBA. I've known several WNBA players, and I darn sure didn't watch college. But I remember seeing posts back around when March was coming around. Around February, January. And ESPN's of the world, the Bleacher Reports, was trying to promote women's sports. I was like, okay. I never cared. Until the Elite Eight came around for March Madness for women's. And you had Juju Watkins, you had Paige Buchers, and you had Angel Reese, and you had Caitlin Clark, and the girl from Stanford. You had many, Cameron Branks, I think is her name. You had many stars, and I decided to give it a try. And it was easily one of the most entertaining and fun games I've watched. Preferably, it was the game against Iowa and UConn in the Final Four. But I know in the Elite Eight, UConn and USC, Juju Watkins and the crew went up against each other, and as you know, I watch ESPN, I was watching First Take. It was getting a lot of publicity. So I tuned in and I enjoyed it. I loved it. Preferably because of Caitlin Clark. She revolutionized. Sorry, I don't think revolutionize is the word I need to use. She single-handedly is transforming the landscape for women's basketball. She came into the league already the face of the WNBA. I understand Asia Wilson's great. But Caitlin Clark is the matriarch behind the rise of the women's basketball, college or pro. She came in and signed a Nike shoe deal with Nike. That's never happened. Ever. Ever. In the history of women's basketball. She has television shows with Nike. Sorry, not television shows, but she has a TV deal with State Farm. And across of multiple TV deals she could get in the future. Caitlin Clark single-handedly was able to bring women WNBA private flights. The WNBA for years had been flying commercial. Then all of a sudden, Caitlin comes. TV ratings are up. And all of a sudden, wow, we're making money. We get more revenue. The commissioner of WNBA says, hey, we're happy. We're the best place state the game has ever been. And I say that to say this. Why are women hating on Caitlin Clark for? Why are people so why are the girls so jealous? I say that to say this. So I really don't want to tell you lies. I don't want to lie. But there has been shown numerous occasions where Caitlin Clark's been hated on via Twitter posts. Originally, I do remember Angel Reese coming out with a tweet not too long ago hating on Caitlin Clark again, as usual, when they had that same altercation back in the March Madness. And then I've seen clips of people. AJ Wilson came out and the coach for the Las Vegas Aces defending Caitlin Clark and saying to stop hating. Same thing with LeBron and Charles Barkley on. Charles Barkley said on TNT News Waves, and then LeBron came out on Mind the Game podcast with JJ Redick and said, "Hey, these girls need to stop hating on Caitlin Clark." Blah blah blah. But yesterday the weekend it got really personal. So if you guys don't know. I'm gonna play the clip for you right here.
She turned to you a little bit after the FIBA
I
score.
didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
And Clark. I mean, that's clear, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
So you saw the play, and you saw her comments at the end of the game, and she did respond on Twitter. I'll try to find the exact tweet for you. Yeah. This lady, Chennedy Carter, hip checks Caitlin Clark out of nowhere and calls her the B word. Yes, I'm not going to sit here and advocate for Caitlin Clark. Was there jawing before the play ended? There's been numerous videos came out where Caitlin Clark was giving elbows and things of that nature, yes. But we're talking about a non-basketball play. That was not a basketball play. And she later on got assessed a flagrant 1 after the game was over. It makes no sense. But I say that to say this. What is wrong with riding the wave? Why are you hating on somebody who brought you TV deals? Ladies and gentlemen, nobody cares about WNBA basketball or college football at all until Caitlin Clark hopped on the scene. Right now, I've been one of the most biggest sports fans of all time. My life revolves around the game of sports. I could not live without it. But right now, I cannot name 10 WNBA basketball players. I can't. I've never, ever been... I could not explicitly point out 10 basketball players that played in the WNBA. Right now. In the WNBA right now. Candace Parker just retired. That's one list that I don't know. You got Kelsey Plum. Mainly, I can really only name you the people on the Las Vegas Aces. Kelsey Plum, AJ Carter, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Cameron Brinks, Cardosa, Sabrina. Sue Bird's retired. She don't count. And Diana Taurasi. That's 8. And Brianna Stewart. That's 9. 9 players. Ladies and gentlemen, I can name 9 players on one NBA team. 1. I can't even name you 10 basketball players in the whole league for WNBA. And you have women out here hating on Caitlin Clark. She's putting money in your pockets. How does that make sense? You're going to hate on somebody for putting money in your pockets. If I was in the WNBA, granted I am a man, though pause, time out. If I was in their position, I would say I'd be kissing the ground Caitlin Clark walked on. She's bringing you in money. ESPN's, they've broadcasted more WNBA games now than they ever have. Viewership's up. You were able to get non-commercial flights. I think if I'm not mistaken, AJ Wilson just got a new brand. She just got to sign on with Nike for a new shoe brand deal. I think she's fixing to get one too. Caitlin Clark is a moving cash cow. She's a walking dollar sign. Why hate on something and be jealous of something when she's bringing you money, Chennedy Carter? Your paycheck's bigger your paycheck is bigger because of Caitlin Clark. Your game check is fatter because of Caitlin Clark. Your paycheck is bigger because of the viewership is up that Caitlin Clark produced. The NBA draft single-handedly had the most views it has ever. And now you got all these people on mainstream media talking about the rookie. Screw the rookie class. Angel Reese is overrated. Always has been in my book. They promote her like she's the next coming of Kevin Durant. She's not. Cardosa's great. I think she's good. She's better than Angel Reese. Don't know much about Cameron Brinks because I could really care less. Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark. Was we expecting her to come in the league and dominate? Absolutely not. There's always going to be that period where you got to adapt. But if you were smart as a WNBA player, shut up and just play. Stop running your mouth about all she does is shoot threes. And so you tell me, so you're more entertaining to watch Caitlin Clark. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that your game is better to watch than Caitlin Clark's? Really Chennedy Carter. I didn't even never heard of you till today. I did not hear about who you were, never heard of you. I've watched basketball. I grew up playing basketball. I love basketball. I've never heard of you before. Ever. And the countless shots at Caitlin Clark on Twitter, on the court, social media in general, it is insane to me. If I am a WNBA star, they have been fighting for non-commercial flights for years. They've been fighting for higher pay for years. If I'm not mistaken, I saw it today. The highest salary for a WNBA player is $250,000. $250,000. $250,000. $250,000. Really? $250,000. Do you know how much money that Luka Doncic and Jason Tatum's about to get on their Supermans? Ladies and gentlemen, Luka Doncic is eligible for a $346 million contract this offseason in 2025. Sorry, not this offseason, next offseason. And the highest contract for a WNBA star is $250,000. $250,000. Really? Night and day. You can't even compare. It's not even the same league. You have these women putting in hard work each day just as much as male basketball players do. And they're not making nowhere near as much money. So you tell me right now, AJ Wilson, the best player in WNBA right now, she don't deserve that type of money? Really? You don't think that she deserves just as much money as Luka Doncic? I'll wait. Because if any of you say she don't, you're ignorant. These women deserve. They are professional athletes. They clawed, gutted themselves to be great and get to the position they are now. And they deserve the chance. They should be thank you, Caitlin Clark. Thank you for putting our sport on the map. Thank you for allowing me to make some more money and let my contract be bigger and potentially be able to sign a $1 million contract. But instead, we got women like Chennedy Carter and the Angel Reeses of the world hating on Caitlin Clark every second they get. I understand Caitlin Clark is not the best player in the WNBA right now. It's AJ Wilson. I mean, you've had so many the Sue Birds of the world, the Diana Taurasi's of the world, the Candace Parkers of the world, the Lisa Leslie's of the world, Brianna Stewart's of the world, the chick that was the blonde chick that played for Washington, I think. I remember her. She was being shown a lot in the WNBA. The girl that played for the Lynx, the Minnesota Lynx, I don't remember her name. You've had all these great basketball players. Great. Hall of Fame great WNBA players. And they've not even came close to doing anything that Caitlin Clark has ever done for the game of the women's game of basketball. I love Candace Parker. What she's doing right now, what Caitlin Clark's doing right now for the game of basketball is not even cool. It's in its own stratosphere. So, listen up, WNBA players. Shut up, stop hating, stop being jealous, and embrace it. She's bringing you more revenue. At the end of the day, sports is a business. Put your pride aside, put your feelings to the side. It's a business. She's making you more money. Kiss, wipe her locker, clean her shoes, get her Gatorade. I don't care what you do. You should be thanking her for everything she's doing for your game right now. Is Caitlin Clark the best player? No. She's going to take time. Do I think that she will ever be as good as like the Sue Birds? I highly doubt it. Does she have potential? Yes. But I'm not going to stand by and let these women just run over Caitlin Clark like this. It is insane to me. That's like when Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson single-handedly put basketball on the map. Did you see any of the basketball players hating? Granted, media wasn't back in the day. But I'm pretty sure they're looking at Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson saying thank you. When Larry Bird was winning championships, the NBA was not good. The product was bad. Viewership was at an all-time low. Until, unfortunately, they changed the rules where Michael Jordan could thrive. And then we got to see the LeBrons, the KDs. And now we got players fixing to sign $346 million worth of a contract. When the WNBA's highest contract was $250,000. So, WNBA players, be grateful. Am I saying while you're playing basketball on the court, you don't have to kiss the ground she walks on? I'm not saying you don't have to be physical with her. You don't have to take a cheap shot. Do it within the rules of the game. Have sportsmanship. Kill him with kindness. Go cross her up. Go drop 30 on her head. Instead of doing this bull jive y'all's out here doing right now. And on your Twitter fingers. Grow up! At the end of the day, you should be thanking Caitlin Clark. She's bringing you more money. I'm over it. I'm done.